Okay, good evening. So today we're gonna discuss 49 steps. How did we call our class? To refining, right? How did we call it? To personal refinement and so on and so forth, something like that, correct? All right, hello, Jeanette.
Hi.
Hello. It was nice the other day. Actually, it was Pesach. Jeanette forgot the phone by us anyway, right? So we ended up going to her place to bring her the phone. It was nice to see where you live. I
Yeah,
hope
thank
one of
you. Thank
yeah,
you for coming by.
yeah, my
You've been
pleasure. I hope
very
one of the days we'll try to meet at different people's homes or to meet at my place to do a little bit more. Now that the summer is coming, might be a little bit easier for people to drive and get places and so on.
more interactive.
Yeah, that's right. Hello, Shane, I have somebody else here. That's nice. Excellent. Okay. So it's very interesting now more than ever. So many people, so many of us, it's very common that people from all walks of life are searching for some meaning and purpose. People searching in yoga, in 12-step, program. People are reading, looking different meditations, different philosophies, therapy books, religion, many self-help books to try to look for more. Good to see you, Sabrina. Yeah, I will see you. Enjoy your challah. Just to look for more meaning and so on in life, and not just to go through the motions and eat and sleep and so on. People are looking for something a little bit more meaningful. Many people, however, are unaware that us, the Jewish people, we have the oldest, most time-tested answer that's been given to us over 3,300 and 30 something years ago, many years ago. And what is it called? The Torah. And I'll repeat again, it's the oldest, most tested that it works. It's not something somebody came up, with this philosophy, and then a few years later they go, it's not good, so they try something else and so on and so forth. The Torah, the older it gets, the more time we study it, the more we see how true it is, how right it is, how applicable it is. It was so many thousands of years ago, and how much it is to our times. What does the word Torah mean? The word Torah means learning, teaching. Torah milashon hora'ah in Hebrew, from the word of hora'ah, of learning. Obviously, it has a lot of stories, it has history, and so on and so forth. But it's the spiritual blueprint that illuminates all the different dimensions of our life, of our thinking, of our psyche, and so on and so forth. By learning Torah, by doing mitzvahs, it's helping us to become a better person, have a more meaningful life, being happier, and so on and so forth. And we have to be able to open, to disclose, to try to understand the code, the Torah code that Hashem had put in the Torah and for our benefit. Every word in the Torah has a deep meaning. It's a personal and spiritual progress and meaning to us. Hello, Rosie, welcome. Now, what is the 49 steps all about? We know that the Eden went out of Egypt on Pesach, and then 49 days later, on the 50th day, they cut the Torah. And we know that that period of time from Pesach till Shavuot is called Sfirat HaOmer, the counting of the Omer. What is the counting of the Omer all about? So in Parashat, in the Chumash, in Leviticus, the third book of the Torah, in Chumash Vayikra, there is a mitzvah in the Torah that says that the second day of Shavuot, you should bring in the afternoon a mincha offering, afternoon offering, and it was barley, a certain amount of barley. It's about approximately 2 quarts of barley that they had to bring on the Mizbeach. And from then you have to count 49 days till you get the Torah. Now, unfortunately, after, well, the first Beit HaMikdash was destroyed, then 70 years later was the second one. After the second one, it took time, and the third Beit HaMikdash didn't come yet. So became a tradition that even though, unfortunately, we don't have the Beit HaMikdash, we don't have the temple, and we cannot bring the offering, we cannot bring the Omer offering, the barley, we should still count 49 days. And it became a mitzvah that we're counting 49 days from the second day of Pesach till Shavuot. And as we know, we count something when something is exciting. So the significance of counting of the Omer, when you are waiting for something, when you're anticipating something, you're counting the days, you're counting the hours because it's something exciting. So obviously here as well, because we are getting ready to receive the Torah, we're counting the days till we're going to receive the Torah. But we want to understand a little bit more in a deeper way. How does it affect our soul, our neshama, what do you mean you're counting the days? Why is it a mitzvah to count the days? It's obviously something special because we say a bracha, and we know that if we forget one day during the evening, we have to count during the day without a bracha. If we didn't do it every day, then we can count without a blessing. We're not allowed to say a blessing in vain. It's not just, no. What is it all about? So let's look at the word Mitzrayim. When the Jewish people went out of Egypt, went out of Mitzrayim, it means they went out of slavery. They went out of bondage. They went out from all the things that restrained them, that made them not be able to be free people, as we discussed it many times. And we needed to become free people. We needed to go out of all those restraints, from all those things that held us, that didn't allow us to express ourselves. But we're not speaking only about physical life, about spiritual life. The Torah says that the Eden were so low in impurity, in tum'ah, they went so low to the levels of impurity, they went all the way down to the 49 levels of impurity. And if they went a little more, if they went on the 50th, they would be so low, so impure, and such a low level that they wouldn't be able to receive the Torah. We wouldn't be worthy to receive the Torah. We were the only nation that were worthy to receive that special gift of Hashem. And when we read it in the Haggadah, we read it, if Hashem didn't take out us from Mitzrayim at that time, we wouldn't be able to go out of Egypt anymore. We just wouldn't become the nation that we are. So the 49 days is really, in a spiritual sense, obviously we're getting ready to receive the Torah. It's a time, a period of 49 days to become better, character refinement, to learn how can we become better people, how can I be a better person in all aspects of my life. And every day I'm supposed to go a level higher and higher and higher till I reach the 49 steps. And then on the 50th, we get the Torah. It sounds very nice, but obviously it's much harder to achieve, as we're saying. And how do we begin, though, to regain control over our emotions? It's not easy. It's much easier to say, well, do this, say a blessing, say this, do this, but emotions is very hard. Do a favor to a friend. I'll do a favor, but I won't do it with my heart. I'm doing it because I have no choice, but I don't really like her. I don't want to do that. I don't feel like doing this. We bring our emotions. How do we regain our emotions? How do we make our emotions think and feel the right thing slowly? Obviously, it takes a long time. And this is what we are supposed to gain, to learn to do during the 49 days as we're getting ready to receive the Torah, Matan Torah, the receiving of the Torah. So we're going to learn that the Kabbalah explains that there are 7 emotional attributes. We have 3. Chabad are the 3 intellectual one. Chokhmah, Binah, Da'at, wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. And then we have Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, Malchut, which in English is, I'll read it here, loving kindness, justice, beauty, endurance, humility, bonding, and nobility. These are the 7 emotional attributes. And each one has in itself the other 7 as well. So 7 times 7, that's how we have the 49 days. So how do we get ourselves ready to receive the Torah? With the 49 emotional attributes. So we're going to try on each one a little bit to explain. We'll start with the first one. I don't know if we're going to do too many today. We'll start with the first one. For example, the first week of Sphira, which we had already because the day is 3 weeks, it's 21 days today. Tonight, obviously, we'll count already the next one, but I don't want to say it, otherwise I won't be able to count it with a blessing. But today is 21 days, which is 3 weeks. So let's start with thinking about the first one. The first week of the Sphira is dedicated to Chesed, loving kindness. Chesed is kindness. The attribute of loving kindness is the aspect of loving someone else. And we have to learn how we love someone else, how we give love that is really love that the other person enjoys and not just makes us feel good, because then it's not necessarily kindness. I'll give you an example. A father loves his child, a boy or a girl, whatever it is, let's say a little girl. The father is not home the whole day. He comes from work at 6:30, whatever, or 7, the child already ate supper, and the child is playing Lego, dolls, cars, whatever, boy or girl, whoever they are. And they're really in their game, they are playing with maybe with the other child, the 2 children at home playing, or the one playing something. They really indulge in their game, and they're trying to win something, or building Lego, whatever that is. And the father comes home and he really misses the child, and he wants to give the child a hug and a kiss, and he does. He comes, hi honey, how are you, my sweetheart, whatever his name is, Moishi, let's say, and gives a hug and a kiss, and the child says, okay, Dad, he says, I want to continue playing. But the father really still, it's not enough for him. So he wants to hug the child another 2-3 minutes. But the child is not ready for that, because the child gave the hug and the child wants to continue playing because he's building something and he's going to forget what he's doing, whatever that is. It might be petty, but for the child, that love is not appreciated, because the child wants now to have their own time, but the father wants it. So is the father really giving love? Is it kindness what the father is doing, or the father, it's really their own fulfilling their own fulfillment, their own desire, and not giving what the child needs? I'll give you another example. Something with, I guess, somebody being away from home. I'll do again, with a man, and then we'll think of another one with a lady. I guess I'm a woman, so I'm thinking about that example, faster to think. And I heard that also. I heard it actually in our Kinus HaShlachot when we go to the conference. So a guy is coming late from work, and you should call your wife to say, I'm coming late. But he neglected it. That doesn't matter. He didn't call. He didn't call, and it's late. And now he realizes that he's going to call, so his wife is going to be very upset. So he's still not calling. Instead of being home, let's say at 6, he's coming home. It's like already, let's say 9 o'clock, and it's wrong, not answering his cell, whatever he's doing. And he says, okay, I'm going to appease her. So he's going to buy chocolates or a nice bouquet of flowers, and he comes home with it. And that's his kindness that he's bringing home. Now, do you think if your husband did it to you, your friend, or he comes home and he thinks she's going to be so happy, and he's bringing this kind gift, he's giving this love, this kindness, and his wife is not happy about it at all. She doesn't want to receive it. And we understand why. And she's explaining it to him. And he understands. And he understood it before as well. But he wanted to give the kindness that was easy for him. He didn't want to call to say that he's coming late. He needed it for work, or he needed to go out with a friend, whatever he needed to do. But he decided not to call, even though he knew his wife is going to be upset, but he thought he was going to bring another kindness, his way of showing kindness, but that wasn't the right kindness. And that's why she didn't receive it. And we can think about on the woman's side, whatever that is, your husband's, I don't know, let's think about food, likes a certain kind of food, or he told you, please, like, I'd prefer you not to food, or not to invite some friend to the house. That happens sometimes. I might have a girlfriend that I enjoy spending time with, but maybe my husband doesn't appreciate when she comes home. I'm giving an example that is silly for me, because I wouldn't, like, whoever will come to our house, we would welcome. But some people do have that. I did hear that people will say, you know what, my husband doesn't like when I'm befriending with this and this person. He says, you want to be friends with her, but I don't want her to come home. She irritates me, whatever that is. It might be a silly thing, but that's his wish. If you have the kindness, the true kindness, you're saying, okay, I'm not going to bring her home when I know he doesn't want it. But if you feel like you're going to try to find different reasons, or you're going to have her at home when she's home and you know your husband is coming, so you're going to buy something, or you're going to cook something that your husband loves that usually you don't cook, or something, you're going to try to do something different that usually that you'll try to bring your kindness to a person that doesn't appreciate it, and this is not kindness. And when we learn that whole week of that attribute of kindness, we're learning how you have chesed shebechesed, kindness of kindness, and how we have gevura shebechesed, the aspect of restraining loving kindness. How you try to, many times when you want to give kindness, like some of the examples that I brought, it wasn't necessarily good kindness. Sometimes you have to restrain because you give too much kindness, or you give the kindness that the person doesn't want. You have the beauty in kindness that you give. Many times we give too much, that it's really not just choking the person, but at times you do it to a child, so a child is not learning to grow up on their own. There can be many, many levels that we can do something wrong with, even with kindness. This week, I want to see if there's something else I would like to tell you. And this way, day by day, when we analyze and we learn the stuff, we can grow, and we can try to examine our weak points. In many times we think, no, this is my strength. I'm trying to give so much. I'm doing this and this and this. Why isn't it good? My child is crying, and I give, hello, Linda, and I decided I'm going to give my child a sharp pen or a sharp knife, because the child is crying now, and I'm being kind, and I'm giving it to the child. No, I'm being a true kind person, because the child will hurt themselves. I have to restrain myself and not to give something that is not good for the child. I would like to discuss something that is of this week. And this week we were learning it's 21 days, as I said before, it's 3 weeks. And this week we are learning just going to start from the first one, Tiferet. Tiferet is week 3, day 2. Sorry, I'm going to start from the first one. And today is Malchut of Tiferet. So Tiferet is chesed of Tiferet, loving kindness in compassion. So Tiferet is compassion, beauty. The way we say it here in English, sorry, somebody keeps on sending me messages. I just want to see if it has anything to do with the class or not. Okay, just 1 second, I'm sorry. No, nothing with the class. Okay, Sorry. Compassion, harmony, and truth. This is what Tiferet is. So let's see the first day of the week was Chesed of Tiferet. Chesed Gvura Tiferet, right? We have so Chesed is kindness, loving kindness in compassion. I'll try to explain. We have to examine the love aspect of compassion. Let's ask ourselves, is my compassion tender and loving, or does it come across as pity? Right? I can be very compassionate, but I can show like I have pity of someone. I'm thinking of an example. You stand in line in a store. I'm sure it happened to you. And you see somebody who is special needs. You see someone who is very short. It happens not very often, but I remember I saw somebody who was very, very short, couldn't reach the counter. Or somebody who has a hard time walking, whatever that is. You want to offer help. You want to be kind, but you want to have loving kindness and compassion. You want to show the kindness with the beauty. So when you show it, is it going to come as pity? You think, oh, I'm so sorry. Can I help you? Or you're doing it very casually, and you help the person without them feeling like you have pity on them, that they're just a regular person, just like everybody else. It's not easy because sometimes you stare at them and then you try to help, or however you do. But if you just think about it, I don't want to show that I pity them. They don't want to feel merciful by me. They want to, I want to help the same way as I would help somebody else who was tall that needed a help to carry their groceries, not because they are so short and they can't put it up or whatever that is. It's not always easy, like we have to think. We want to give love, but we want to see how the receiver perceives it. Is my sympathy condensing and patronizing? Even if my intention is otherwise, do others perceive as such? Correct? Does my compassion overflow with love and warmth? Is it expressed with enthusiasm, or is just without life? I'm just helping, but the compassion is just, okay, I have compassion, I don't show it, I do it without lifeless. So there's many ways. I can show pity, I can show help. I have always to think, to put myself in the other person's shoes. I want to help them. If I was in their situation, how would I perceive the help? How would I like to get the help? How would I feel about getting it if I would feel that I need the help? And what is the exercise of the day? When helping someone, extend yourself in the fullest way. Offer a smile, a loving gesture, or whatever you can do. But just think how the other person will receive it. Then the second day is not loving kindness and beauty, but it's the gvura, it's discipline and compassion, it's discipline and beauty. Why? For compassion to be effective and healthy, it needs to be disciplined and focused. It requires distraction both to whom you express compassion and in the measure of the compassion itself. Many times when we want to give, Hashem is giving us a lot of light. If we got the light of the sun without any covers, the way Hashem took the cover from the sun, as we know the story of the Torah when Avraham Avinu made the bris milah, he circumcised himself, and because he had pain and Hashem didn't want him to have any guests, so Hashem didn't want anybody to walk outside, to walk in the streets. So what did Hashem do? It says, Hotzi chama min artika. Hashem took out the sun from the nartik, from the bag, from the thing that he put it in, basically the cover that Hashem put on the sun. Because if the sun was right, we would get the sun, all the rays of the sun without any coverings that Hashem had put, without any blockages, whatever you want to call it, we wouldn't be able to withstand it. And that's what Hashem did that day. That's why nobody was able to walk outside. It was impossible, beyond our understanding, because we don't have the sun now like that. With all the global warming, we still have that covering that Hashem had put. And Avram was very upset, Avram Avinu, that no guests were coming. That's why Hashem sent the 3 guests that were angels. They weren't humans, because the angels were able to survive it. They're not humans, but humans wouldn't be able to stand outside. So we have to know that when we give compassion, when we give love, the same way as Hashem, he wants to give us the sun, the heat, but he put it because he knew that light is too strong, the world cannot withstand it, so he had to put some covers of it, some blockages, so we get it through a filter. Basically, he put filters, so we get the sun, but not the whole strength. What Mashiach will come, we'll find out then. So I have to think, is my compassion impulsive and careless? Do I assess the measures of compassion necessary for a given situation, what I want? Like I said before, when a father or a mother comes home and puts a lot of love for the child, we have it with food as well, especially us mothers, Jewish mothers. Eat, eat, eat. How many times we have guests and we make them sometimes feel uncomfortable. Oh, why didn't you try this? Oh, you don't want to eat it? At times it's okay because you want them to make them feel comfortable. But at times, maybe they don't like something. And you tell them you didn't eat, you didn't finish your plate. Well, maybe they did not enjoy whatever they tried. You are trying to be loving and give, but then really you're making the person feel uncomfortable by putting so much on them. I would like to read today's, the 21 days, the 21st day of the Omer, the 3 weeks. What is today? Today's 21 days, which are 3 weeks of the Omer. And the last, what did I want to say? The attribute that we read, the last one is Malchut, right? Malchut, we said, is kingdom. As we said, women are compared to Malchut as well. And nobility. So now Malchut shebetiferet, which means nobility in compassion. Sounds very difficult to understand. Let's try to understand it. Again, nobility in compassion. What do we have to examine? Examine the dignity of your compassion. For compassion to be complete and enhance the other 6 aspects of compassion that we did the other 6 days, it must recognize and appreciate individual sovereignty. It should boost self-esteem and cultivate human dignity, both your own dignity and the dignity of the one that is benefiting from your compassion. I'll say it again. Sounds a little bit complicated. So today is nobility in compassion. Nobility, noble, right? Kingdom. For compassion to be complete, what do we have to do? We must recognize and appreciate individual sovereignty, which means it should boost self-esteem to make the other person feel good and cultivate human dignity, not just the other person, both your own dignity and the dignity of the one benefiting from your compassion. So what I have to examine, what I have to think, is my compassion expressed in a dignified manner? Do I manifest and emphasize majesty in my compassion? Does it elicit dignity in others? Do I recognize the fact that when I experience compassion as a dignified person, it will reflect the way I receive it and the one who receives compassion? We'll do the exercise of the day and I'll try to discuss it. Rather than just giving charity, the exercise of the day, help the needy help themselves in a fashion that strengthens their dignity. So to bring it down, when I have compassion and I feel sorry for someone, I help them, this day we are learning the nobility in compassion, dignity. I want to help someone and still feel, they are the king, they are the queen, right? Make them feel, keep their self-esteem, make them feel good. So because we had the exercise of the day of tzedakah, of giving charity, at times we know somebody needs help. We can give them help by making them feel that I help them. We can give them help not that way. How? At times we do need to give somebody food. We need to give somebody money. So we can call and ask them, oh, I know that you need this and this, or you don't have that. You know what? I'll collect money from the friends. I'll bring it to you. Could be that your friend will say, okay, thank you so much. But you made her feel, or you made him feel uncomfortable that they need your help. Perhaps you have a different way. You can collect the money from whoever. The friend doesn't have to know, and you just bring and you say, here's a gift. Or many times there is such a thing in Torah, many Yidden do it. They collect money from individuals. The person who is receiving it, he or she doesn't know who is giving. They know that the rabbi or the Rebbetzin or somebody from the community is in charge is helping them from other people in the community, but they don't know who is giving. And sometimes people just know, they get a check or they get an envelope with money in their mailbox. They know it's from the community. They don't know who is giving it to them because they really need it. So they have less embarrassment. It's more dignity for them. You had compassion, you feel sorry, you want to help them, but they didn't have to face you. They didn't have to face you by opening up the door and you have to hand them in the charity money in the envelope. It's hard enough for somebody to know that they need help. We don't have to shove it into the throat. We want to give it in dignity. We want to give it in nobility of compassion. We want to give it in a nice way. They feel dignified, in a dignified manner, that they feel noble, they feel like a king, like a queen. Yeah, they received as a gift, not as a, and I tried it. I saw it here many times as well with people. I know at times, as you know, we have our pantry at the Chabad house. It's like a store as well. Many people buy the food. It's not a it's not a, for people, that they don't have food. God forbid, it's for everybody. But I know at times there are people that need it. They cannot buy. At times people buy for somebody else as a gift. It's okay. You go to a store, you buy food at the Chabad, at the pantry, nothing wrong, obviously. But those people that at times cannot afford, and I know they need, I know if I'll tell them, oh, I'm going to send you something from the pantry, and the person will say, no, I don't need any help. No, it's all good. I can never do that. I don't have to ask them. I just put some things together and I say, I'm giving you a gift. And it is a gift. If somebody needs a gift, we don't have to make them feel, oh, I'm giving you this, you should thank me. You want to think, you don't want to think. We have to help in a dignified manner. And at times we ask, you need help, you don't need help, whichever that way is, but the person has to feel good about it. Not that they are, on a low level and you're helping them. And this is what, just one of the examples I was learning, the 49 steps that we're getting closer to Shavuos, how to give love, how to receive love, how to think. Why I say to receive love, because many times people try to give us love and we see that they do, but we don't really appreciate it. Like some of the examples I gave, when somebody comes home late and instead of, you are so upset they didn't call you. The best thing would be for you that they called you. At least apologize you didn't call. You are not appreciating those roses or the chocolates or the cake or whatever that is, because you feel like the person mistreated you, but not letting you know, and you were waiting, or whatever it is, misinformation, whatever that is. But in the end of the day, you realize, okay, a person can make a mistake. A person still tried giving you love. You should thank them. You should know how to thank them. A child can come home and bring something that can be so insignificant to you, but you know that the child worked hard at it. And this is their way of expressing their, gratitude to you. They want to show you love, whatever it is. It can be something very small and little. And at times you're so busy, you think, oh, it's so silly. They just wrote me a little note. Okay. And you don't think about it much and you don't thank them. But if you put yourself in the child's shoes, it was so hard for them to write or to color, or they really put a lot of effort, whatever they did, or they bought you something. We should know also how to think. And this is all those things how we'll learn how not to give too much love, but not too little, how to know how to restrain, what to receive, what to say. There's a lot of endurance, how to win. When we are winning, we have the attributes of, I want to know that I'm right. I did the thing. I was right. You were wrong. How do we learn how to deal with that? As children, we always say, don't be a sore loser. There are many kids are sore losers. You lost the basketball, you lost the soccer. So what? So one team lost one. Don't be a sore loser. We always hear that in children. But how much more in adults? Many times we are losers, but we can look at it, we are losers. We can look at it, we tried and we didn't fail. It didn't work, right, Holly? It didn't work for us. It was a good learning experience. 100%, Cheryl. 100%. We should be more grateful and everything, and not always expect for somebody else. But we have two teams. One loses, or like I'm saying with us, not that with children, adults as well. You try certain things. Your friend tried, she succeeded. You went on a diet. A silly example, whatever. Your friend did the same 3 weeks. She lost 3 pounds. You lost 1, or you lost nothing. And then you feel, I'm a loser. I tried the same. I jogged. She did. I didn't. Be happy for your friend. Have your victory that we have it by us, that we won. Yes, great. I won by trying. I didn't succeed this time. I succeeded that I tried, that I still, for 3 weeks, I tried. That's a lot. My friend succeeded, she tried, and she actually had results. Well, perhaps I have a different body. Obviously, I have a different body. What helps someone else to jog for 20 minutes, they lose half a pound. And for me, I have to jog maybe 2 hours to lose half a pound. That's okay. I have other qualities that Hashem gave me in my body. That, how do we win? And I'm a winner when I can see my friend win and not be jealous. This is a huge thing to work on. Yeah, I'm a winner. I'm endorsing, but am I a winner only when I win? That means that then I'm sorry, I didn't say, then I'm a hero when somebody else's win and I lost. Because I know that I didn't get that, whatever, lottery and the job. We were both wanting to get the same job. We both ended up putting resumes to the same job position. Perhaps we didn't know, but then we found out and she got and I didn't get in, or something like that. Am I jealous? Am I upset? Or I'm happy? I am a winner when I can be happy in somebody else's success. You know how many times, girls, and we'll try to finish the class now. I wanted to finish a little bit earlier. Today, I still have to attend to something actually that my husband needs me, so I've got to try to put myself in a few places. We say, winner, winner, chicken dinner. I like that. When I, sorry, what was my thought that I wanted to say? When I know, I forgot I had something that I wanted to say that doesn't come to me now. When I'm not jealous in somebody else's success, when I'm happy when somebody else wins, it's so not easy. The Torah explains it in many ways, many times, and I see it here with people, with adults, whatever. I see, oh, did Holly leave? I think Holly had to leave. I didn't see Good Shabbos. At times people will say, I know I cannot get it. I cannot achieve something, but I don't want you to achieve it as well. If I know that I cannot buy this particular, many times it's usually in physical things. I would hope not in spiritual things, because if I think I can do a mitzvah, I want somebody else to do a mitzvah usually. But if I know that I cannot afford Mercedes, I don't want my friend to get it as well. If I cannot get it, let her not get it either. This is not nice. Why? I cannot get it, so let somebody else get it. Why do I have to, and many times I won't get it, then I'm not going to allow the other person to get it as well. Many times, let nobody get it. And obviously this is all emotions, and that's what we're learning through the days of through the time of, oh Holly, I thought we lost you, through the time of the
Almost.
yeah, it's okay, well, we'll finish with that, the time of the spira of the 49 days, to learn to be happy with somebody else's success, to be happy with somebody else's achievements, to be able to say, wow, his child got such a degree, they go to yeshiva, they pray so well, they do so many mitzvahs. I wish my child could do the same. That's okay, that's not jealousy. Then I'm going to try to see what I can teach my child, but my child can be in a completely different world. So my child can never reach that particular level that my friend child is, because they are in a different atmosphere, a different age, a different stage, and so on and so forth. But I'll try to put it to me as much as I can, but not with jealousy, and not to say, oh, they have it, how come I don't have it? It's not easy. I don't know what says here. And anyway, these are things that we're working. So we finished 3 weeks of the Omer. We have another 4 weeks to work on. And today we're starting the next sphira, the next emotion, which is Anat Tifer Chesed, Gvura Tiferet. And now we're starting Netzach. Netzach is endurance, fortitude, admission. Amazing. And we're going to learn next week a little bit more about that, and you can read as well. I'm sure many of you have the Counting of the Omer app, yes, or the booklet, learning it, study it, bring your own examples to it. Hopefully, the examples we spoke about, I'm sure that it affected us. I know it affects me when I speak about it, when I think about it, just everything in life I have to think about. It'll be so nice to see whoever we can to see on Shabbos. Hopefully Sabrina will see you. We're actually having a special Kiddush this Shabbos. Whoever wants to come and honor, that will be nice. What's her name? Zuli is doing a Kiddush for her son's 16th birthday. Joe is doing 16 tomorrow. And thank you, doing a Kiddush for him on Shabbat. So that will be nice. I told her, what a beautiful way to celebrating with his friends, and he did also with the sit-in. On Tuesday was a surprise, so this is just a nice thing. So we'll have some food, and she is doing it tomorrow. So I'm sure Zula always cooks good, and whoever can make it, that's great. And whoever can make it at home, we should all have a beautiful Shabbat. It's Shabbos of Netzach, of endurance, of victory, of being strong with all the things that we are strong about, all the things that we know that we're doing that are right. We should continue. Moroccan fish. No, she's not going to be doing a Moroccan fish. When you prepare for many people on Shabbos, it's not easy to make different things. Hopefully, Linda will see you as well. I'm sure Zuli probably told you about that. And just be strong with all the things that we cherish, that we know, appreciate each other, and enjoy our summer, enjoy the outdoors, and that should bring us more calmness and more happiness to do the right things. I know it brings me when I'm relaxed in the good weather. Thank you so much for joining.
Good Shabbos, everyone.